Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure for me to celebrate the 50 years anniversary of EDANA. For many years now, the European Commission cooperates with EDANA, especially regarding absorbent hygiene products. Those products are essential in the everyday life of many consumers, such as women and babies, for example. And knowing that the products they use are safe is crucial. I'm therefore glad to see the industry going the extra mile when it comes to such goods. Absorbent hygiene products fall under the scope of the General Product Safety Directive. In June last year, the Commission published a proposal to revise the directive, which is more than 20 years old. Our objective with this proposal is to make the product safety framework fit for today's and tomorrow's challenges. With this proposal, many things will change. The new legal framework, which will take the form of a regulation, will tackle the challenges linked to the boom of online sales, connected products, and other new technologies. It will also improve enforcement mechanisms and recalls. Yet, the fundamentals will remain. In particular, the proposal maintains the key principle of the current directive, that all products offered for consumers on the EU market must be safe. Another key principle of today's directive is taken up in the proposal, namely that products that are complying with the European standard are presumed to be safe. And when there are no specific European standards, as it is the case for female hygiene products, other elements will have to be taken into account to assess whether a product is safe. Among these elements are product safety codes of good practice in force in the sector concerned. This is why I welcome industry initiatives that provide benchmarks for ensuring the safety of products. The Commission has notably facilitated the signing of the Product Safety Pledge for online marketplaces and has launched the Product Safety Award to reward companies that have consumer safety at heart. The current Stewardship Programme of your association goes in the same direction. The companies that take part to your programme commit to monitor the presence of a defined list of chemicals in their products and to take action to ensure that they do not exceed agreed guidance values. Such a commitment really improves consumer safety. On our side, we are also committed to reinforce the safety of products placed on the European market. In order to do so, the European Commission also funds and coordinates activities on the safety of products. We have just launched a coordinated activity focusing on hygiene products. It will gather experts from national authorities to test products such as diapers and female sanitary products. Authorities will discuss the risks posed by such products, cooperate, and exchange best practices. Your programme will also be taken into account as one of the possible benchmarks to assess the safety of products. I believe the industry can play a major role in helping consumers make better informed choices. Transparency and communication are key for consumers' trust, and this is especially the case for products that are essential for wide categories of consumers. The code of practice that EDANA developed on sanitary tampons in 2000 and that has been updated since, is a good example of how the industry can work together to better communicate about a safety risk. The code of practice requires a reference to the risk of the toxic shock syndrome on the packaging of tampons, and more detailed information and guidance for the consumer must be provided in the use instructions. It thus helps companies to comply with their obligation to warn consumers about risks by communicating in a clear and effective way. In addition, the EDANA Stewardship Programme also seeks to reinforce transparency and communication benefiting consumers. Member companies commit to publish product composition to enable consumers to make, again, informed choices. They also agree to take part in communication activities across the European Union to further improve consumer understanding of trace-level impurities. I fully support initiatives that empower consumers by granting more information on products. This is the approach that I also promote in the green transition. European citizens are concerned about climate and the environment and are changing their consumption habits. And so they should. The European Union wants to reach net neutrality by 2050. But to get there will require decisive contributions by every single consumer. We know that, if given the choice, consumers will often choose the more sustainable option. The challenge is to unlock this potential through measures that empower, support, and enable all consumers to play an active role in the green transition, without imposing a specific lifestyle and without social discrimination. Consumers can only do this and make the right choices if they have the right information about environmental footprints, durability and repairability, for example. To address this, the Commission adopted a proposal on empowering consumers for the green transition on the 30th of March as part of the Circular Economy Package. The proposal aims to put consumers at the heart of the green transition. At the same time, it will bring important benefits related to level playing field, thus reducing barriers to cross-border trade. We propose to add a new consumer right to the Consumer Rights Directive, namely the right to have information on how long a product is guaranteed to last and how a product can be repaired. This information should be provided before the consumer buys the product so they can make an informed choice. Secondly, there are currently no EU-wide rules that ban greenwashing in all circumstances. If we want to meet the objectives of our European Green Deal, we should not allow companies to say their products are environmentally friendly or green when they do not have the evidence to back it up, something which is happening far too often at present. We are proposing to guarantee this in consumer law with an amendment to the Unfair Commercial Practices Directive by extending the list of banned practices. For example, sellers will not be allowed to put a sustainability label on their product if it has not been certified by a third party or established by a public authority. Of course, products themselves must be sustainable. This is why the Commission also published a parallel proposal for an eco-design regulation for sustainable products to gradually introduce product design requirements. We also need to think about the need to consume less and repair more. Later this year, I will put forward an initiative to establish a right to repair for European consumers. Finally, I want to encourage you to take new actions in support of sustainable consumption that go beyond what is required by law. I have recently launched the Sustainable Consumption Pledge. The pilot was launched in January last year with a focus for companies to identify and reduce their carbon footprint. We called it the Green Consumption Pledge at the time. 11 companies joined the pledge in 2021, global companies based in the EU and 2 SMEs. As announced at this year's Consumer Summit in February, the Green Consumption Pledge now calls companies to extend their commitments to at least one of 3 additional areas. First, to identify and reduce their environmental footprint, for instance through joining the EU Ecolabel. Second, to increase the circularity of the company business model. This could be done, for instance, by increasing the use of recycled materials. And third, to demonstrate the respect of social sustainability aspects across the company supply chain. I call on all members to consider joining the pledge and work together for a greener, more sustainable and more circular economy. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to wish you a successful anniversary event. I'm looking forward to continuing the excellent cooperation with EDANA and all its members.